What's going on, Jerome's? Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. It's time for the Vikings news dump while you're probably taking a dump. I see you when you're pooping. No, just playing. So, up at the top, you may notice the beautiful, the the Chris Carter throwback jersey, which... So CC, all he does is catch touchdowns, 122 catches back-to-back seasons, 94, 95, getting things done. He was the OG fantastic receiver during my Vikings fandom and tenure. One of my favorite players growing up. And so my first Vikings jersey was a Chris Carter jersey. I probably got it when I was like 7 or 8, somewhere there. And like most kids in Minnesota, you wore that mother every single day, so much so that the iron-on numbers wore off, because I think it used to be like champion or starter from back in the day. It was so good, man. It was so good. And yeah, Randy Moss came in, maybe stole a little bit of thunder. I love me some Randy Moss as well, but CC was my guy, man. Like, I'm slightly not old enough to be present for Anthony Carter. I know that some older cats love them some AC, but CC was that dude, man. And so again, I'm looking at the shirt that should be burned. It's right over there. Still considering it, but this is the new lucky shirt. Winning streak starts now, baby. That's right. Shout out Mitchell and Ness. What up? So Minnesota Vikings are allegedly 0-3. People get so mad when we say they're allegedly 0-3. Allegedly. But what's amazing is Fox Sports pointing this out. Kirk Cousins, numero uno in the league in passing at 1075. Jefferson, numero uno in receiving yards at 458. And Danielle Hunter, second in the league in sacks with 5, but really should be tied for first because Jimmy G completely gave TJ Watt one of those. But it's whatever. And it's a passer and get the passer league. But the fact that the Vikings are 0-3, despite having these 3 players at premium positions, putting up huge numbers, kind of says a lot. And the Vikings are 0-3 because of turnovers and because of untimely defense at times. Where the defense is improved, I like the direction it's heading, but it's not quite there yet. Like, you can't give up 475 yards of offense, even to Justin Herbert, and expect to win. All right. And they got to get the turnover sutured up. They got to get a run game going. They got to be able to protect Kirk. But the fact that Kirk is dealing out there and JJ is still doing JJ things, and Danielle Hunter is showing that he's worth the money, absolutely is, man. Absolutely is. Speaking of JJ, so our friends Viking Insider pointing this out. Justin Jefferson has 149 yards receiving in each game 3 this season. He's on pace for 2,595 yards, which would be good, which would be very, very good. So obviously that would be JJ2K. It would break the current record set by Megatron in 2012, 1964. And I do think it'll probably come down to Jefferson and Tyreek, who's going to lead the league in receiving. I think 1,000% someone breaks 1,000 yards, 2,000 yards a season. Actually, I would be willing to bet every single penny to my name and every single penny I could borrow that someone will break 1,000 yards receiving this year. You gambling fool. Someone who was a fool. Oh, that hurts. But Kellen Mond, a former third-round pick, number 66 overall at Texas A&M, was drafted to maybe be the future franchise guy by Spielman back in the day. But didn't pan out. He was in camp last year with the Vikings and in preseason. Kevin O'Connell and Quasey were like, nah. Spent some time on the Browns, and then he got beat out by DTR, and now he's getting some tryouts. So Field Yates, some notable Tuesday workouts. Panthers quarterback Kellen Mond. So Panthers obviously need some quarterback help because they got Andy Dalton allegedly starting as Bryce Young works through that ankle injury, and they probably could use some quarterback depth, and maybe they just want to bring in Kellen Mond to pick the brain of him a little bit and ask what he remembers about Kevin O'Connell's offense from last season, as obviously things have changed. Obviously some of the calls have changed, but some of the overarching concepts are probably pretty similar. I mean, Kellen Mond probably would have a decent idea of what Kevin O'Connell likes to do in certain downs and distances and situations, and that's something that you can milk. And this is something that's very common around the league, whether it's signing players that were in camp with another team or recently released from another team or from another team's practice squad is what it is. Also, Colts Ronald Jones, so they got some running back injuries. Actually, they got 17,000 running back injuries. And then Seahawks Tavon Austin, trying to reunite him with Geno. West Virginia, rise up, man. I love it. I mean, also, Ronald Jones and Tavon Austin, like, what is this, 2013? I don't know, man. I don't know. Something I do know is heading into that Carolina game, emotions are going to be running high with Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen getting a chance to have a crack at his former team. Thielen had himself a monster game in Seattle as the cat tries to get to the window. There you go. And we'll see. Like, obviously, it's do or die for both teams. Both are 0-3. And Thielen, I mean, he says all the nice things. This is what he said on Good Morning Football. Quote, I'm not really looking forward to it. There's going to be so many emotions. It's going to be very emotional. Obviously looking forward to see all the people I love and respect, end quote. So, yeah, Thielen's saying all the nice things, but you know for a fact that Thielen's just like, hey, did you see the game against Seattle? I still got it, man. I still got it, baby. It's not that I was just force-fed targets by Andy Dalton, but I still got it. I can still separate. I can still catch. I can still be a red zone threat. All that stuff. But so you know that Thielen would love to just rip the hat out of the Vikings, have himself at 11, a $156 and 2 game as the Vikings fall to 0-4. It's gonna be a hell of a battle, man. Like, I would love it if Thielen gets some numbers, but the Vikings win at the end of the day. But we'll see, man. But that's one of the huge storylines heading into this game. Also a huge storyline was JEROME, Ezekiel Sluter. That's right. The man from Northern Colorado, former tight end at Southern Miss, preseason superstar, the most popular guy in town, is always backup quarterback. But for whatever reason, Zimmer never gave him the time of day, and he was let go. And then at the end of the Spielman-Zimmer regime, Spielman literally brought Sluter back just to troll Zimmer. I firmly believe that. I do. But Sluter's, I feel like, so JT O'Sullivan, quarterback school's fantastic. You're seeing a lot of former quarterbacks, Kurt Benkert getting in there too, getting into the film and breakdown game, which is great. I think that O'Sullivan and Benkert are very good at breaking down high level, like inside baseball concepts down to things that the layman can understand. And Sluter's been active on the old Twitter machine. I think Sluter's going to go down that route as well. This is what he tweeted out recently so someone tweeted, okay, I'm seeing some interesting takes on Vikings Twitter, so I'm going to do an experiment. Assuming playoffs are a lost cause, would you rather... Oh, there was a poll? It's probably something about Caleb Williams or Kirk. This is what Sluter said. I personally think Caleb Williams makes his team no closer to a Super Bowl than it already is. Should be using all resources on getting talent on defense and offensive line. Darrisaw and O'Neal are great pieces to build the O-line around. And Sluter would know. Former teammates, formerly part of this team. So he understands. Like, I get why people want to get the quarterback of the future. Kirk is 35. He's not getting any younger, but Kirk is not the problem right now. Problem right now is that the Vikings are just inert and inept in both trenches, especially the interior offensive line, and they got to start building a bully from the inside out. And again, Darrisaw and O'Neal, knock on all the wood, they're one of the best tackle duos in the league. Defensively, they need more meat. We have the meats. It's got to be back, man. So Sluter speaking truth. And just because you get a franchise quarterback, if you can't protect him, you're going to have issues. That's evidenced right now by Bryce Young, already hurt with the Panthers, as well as you look at what Justin Fields operated with. You look at David Carr with the Texans, record-breaking back-to-back seasons in terms of sacks. Stroud, they're not protecting him, but CJ's rising above that. So he makes a good point. He certainly does make a good point, although it would be sweet to have Caleb Williams. No big deal. Some of the Vikings do have is the best undrafted linebacker in recent memory. PFF Vikings tweeted this out. Ivan Pace Jr., 84.9 PFF grade this season, second among all rookies. And also, it's not like he's playing like 15 snaps a game. Like, he is a starter. He is out there. Like, Asamoah played 0 defensive snaps on Sunday, but I think that's more a function of Pace and Hicks playing at a high level. Plus, Asamoah probably has his shoulder still dinged up still. But, I mean, Pace... sort of a quiet game for him, but he's still bringing pressure. He still has an 18.8% pressure win rate. He's still making tackles and making plays all over the place, and he's still a monster. Like, the Vikings defense has its issues, but Ivan Pace Jr. certainly is not one of them right now. One of the other defensive issues is pass rush. So Marcus Davenport out with the injury, $13 million man. Danielle Hunter is getting his, still has 5 sacks, but Need more. Need more. And fourth-year edge rusher DJ Wanham from South Carolina and third-year edge rusher Patrick Jones II from Pitt have been asked to step in for Marcus Davenport, and they have been doing great. They have not been doing great. Simply put, in terms of like advanced analytics, they're at the bottom left quadrant in terms of expected average pass rush grade, as well as win rate, and it's just a mess. And you see where the studs are. You see Drake Jackson there. You see Myles Garrett. You see the Bosas. You see Micah Parsons. You see Hendrickson. Daniil, a little bit muddled here. He's only got an 11% win rate in pressure so far. So you need more. You absolutely do need more. And again, it's astonishing that these guys can't get pressure when Flores is blitzing on 63% of defensive snaps, man. Yeah. But on a high note, September is mercifully almost over, and the Vikings can put that month behind them. It is what it is. Play every single month, by every single month. And luckily, Sunday is October 1st, the start of Kirktoberfest. Again, I understand that actual Oktoberfest starts in September. Don't care. Whatever. No. This is the month of Kirk. This is where Kirk has played some of his best ball in recent years. This is where he has won NFC Offensive Player of the Month, and this is where Kirk Cousins has to reestablish himself and take control, man. Take control, because cavalry ain't coming. All we got is all we need. So let's rally up and let's go. There you go. But that's it. That's Wednesday Vikings News Dump. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.